Hey, pause. What?
Okay.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Zoom in. Wait a minute.
Listen up.
What's good, Mambo VP? My name is Chaxi Erosh is in the building. We are the JUS Kidding Podcast, and most definitely, we are live from the ADA Creative Studios.
Oh yeah,
So if you're asking, turn up already. If you're asking yourself where ADA is, ADA Studios is located at Alchemist. Just come around, ask for ADA Studios, and since all of you own smartphones, okay, I know not all of you, but most of you, okay, some of you own smartphones. www.adacreative.com is where you can find these guys. All the information is there, contact details, and if you say you were referred by JUS Kidding Podcast, then you could just get a discount.
Oh yeah,
because everybody likes free stuff, you know. It could be free sex. People like free sex.
Jesus, man.
Oh,
it's not that kind of a podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So scratch that. Anyway, listen, we are JUS Kidding Podcast, and now we have that thing. I found that video, you guys.
Which one?
My God!
Turn up. Yeah.
So then we did our own rendition for whatever that guy is saying. But anyway, shout out to everybody who's showing us love on our socials, everybody who's showing us love by clicking on the links and listening to a whole 40 minutes of audio on YouTube without any visuals. But anyway, we got you because our main man, 99 Cents, is in the building.
Yeah,
and this podcast is gonna be live on YouTube, man.
Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to all the people who signed the petition last week. We feel you, man. Juu sasa tungelipshwa kufanya hii kitu sasa, unaona?
Exactly. So, and we're going to do the same thing. Right. So in the description, you're going to find a link to a petition that basically seeks to send a man called Ezekiel Mutua home and the whole of KFCB, basically to disband this body. This guy needs to go. So anyway, Jesus, guys, please help us send Mutua home some long time.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna edit you out.
No, you cannot.
We're gonna put you out. We're gonna be put off air.
That is my own views, bro.
All right.
So anyway, listen, we got the beautiful Sally in the building, man.
Hi.
I'm going evil.
Yo.
What it do?
I'm good. How are
Sally?
you guys? Yes.
I know no one has ever told you this, but listen. You look like me and you could make very beautiful kids, though.
Oh, thank you, but I'll say that is sexual harassment.
Jeez. Bruh.
God damn.
Erosh just confessed. Maybe you could make beautiful kids.
God damn it. Hey.
You know that?
Yo, guys, I have a joke.
Shit.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Tell us the joke.
I have a joke.
Do you need to make a bet before you tell us your
I have a joke. Can't I just give my jokes?
Say your joke.
I have a joke.
Freedom of speech.
Are you guys listening? All right. So, what? See, ngoja nipende joke. Unaona
it's a backfire. Disclaimer.
Joke ni funny mpaka.
It's gonna backfire. Anyway, sawa.
Unaona hii joke ni funny mpaka si lazima niseme before.
Ni swali ni moja, anacheka joke ama anacheka joke?
Mimi nacheka cause inaenda kubackfire. I've warned you.
So listen. So, a colonizer meets a Kikuyu guy. Ndio. So this colonizer tells this Kikuyu guy, "Hey, hi. So, your staple food must be fish, right?" And the Kikuyu guys goes like, nah, I'm not sure, but I think those are the Luo guys, yeah? But then he's like, but why would you think that my staple food is fish? And then the colonizer goes like, see, I heard Kikuyus like their food underwater.
That is an offense. That is not a joke.
Backfired. So anyway, guys, I have a dick joke.
No,
I have a dick joke.
No, thank you.
Wait, so now I can't joke about dicks anymore on the podcast.
Not for
anyway,
today.
Let me tell you. I know Erosh is gonna bring up dicks somewhere. So anyway,
I should just be ready for this.
Just be ready.
Okay.
But anyway, now talking about dicks and all these other things. So I remember there's an episode where Erosh and I were basically arguing about because you know we still our constitution is still very traditional, somewhat. So apparently we have a clause that talks about indecent exposure in our constitution. And maybe I'm asking myself, with how much access we have to information, what is the worst that I've never seen online, that I've never seen in person? What exactly in 2018 is indecent exposure?
You tell us.
I don't know. I'm asking you guys. I mean, in 2018.
Are you asking me or Sally?
Kwani,
My opinion is indecency is if I can see your private parts in the public.
That's indecent.
so that means
Yeah.
if I wake up in the morning and feel like wearing my boxers the whole
That
day,
is
and walking around,
indecency. Why are you walking around in your boxes?
You
Well,
said my private.
I can still see your nipples. Those are your private parts too.
dude, the nipples are the most useless parts in a male body.
You know, Kwanza,
Nipples super than you
know, I had the first Batman movie that came out. The Batman in his costume, you could see his nipples. So that was very offensive, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is your private.
I did not know male nipples are offensive. I thought a guy could just walk around shirtless.
How big were his nipples? 'Cause I'm curious now.
Batman, maybe they were shooting rays things from the nipples. But I don't think male nipples are indecent. Like, I think a guy can walk in Nairobi or to.
Can you walk shirtless in Nairobi?
Yeah,
Definitely.
not in this weather though.
Oh yeah, I mean when it gets it gets sunny.
For me, I have like this vest I like. Like if you look clearly, if you angalia vizuri, if you check me out nicely, you'll see the nipples.
Then that
I
means
see.
one day, just for the sake, I need to just have a proper t-shirt. Then I just boy the nipples. You know the way these easy t-shirts
Yeah.
that have
Just,
these easy t-shirts.
that is provocative,
I mean, so
like that.
Yeah, what are you suggesting? What are you
the
suggesting?
thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that it looks like a easy t-shirt. It has tushimos even ukuchini, but I make sure the nipples are out there, man.
But even for chicks, for me, I think if you're talking about like boobs, I'd say if you cover the nipples, you've covered the entire boob. Like the way Rihanna tapes like blah blah blah, tapes the nipples up with black tape. I think that's decent. You can walk on the street and nothing.
Plus boobs are nice to look
Are you
at.
people
man.
living in the 2018 era, or do you still have your values for the traditional values that you're brought with? Because if you're saying if someone could just use
Exactly.
black
How do you
tape,
know you were brought up in
black
traditional
tape on
values?
nipples and just walk around with no problem, that is.
I'm not saying I would do it because my nipples are not as sexy, but there are chicks with some really sexy,
So if your
Features.
let's say if do you have a girlfriend first of all? Yes or no?
yeah.
Ask him how many girlfriends he has. What do you
If
mean?
your girlfriend was
Does
to
he have
walk
a
in
girlfriend?
town just with black tape on her nipple,
Yeah.
would you find that offensive?
Very.
I would ask her, does that make you happy?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I'll be like, if it makes you happy, whatever makes you happy, babe.
Yo.
Whatever makes you happy.
Jaxie.
I'm here to make you happy.
Well,
I'm
let me
here
tell
to
you, man.
renew your life.
One, I'll know this when I get a girlfriend. Basically, I'm just saying, I don't have an official girlfriend. So when I have an official girlfriend,
Any of your girlfriends, would you be okay with any of your many girlfriends walking? If all of them held like a meeting, a kachama, and decided to walk in town.
let me tell you, the good thing about all my girlfriends is that they know each other, man. That's the most interesting thing about. Is that
Safe
problem?
grounds.
No, we don't have problems.
Oh, okay. Anyway, you guys, come on, man. You guys like talking about nipples so much.
What I'm
So
saying
the point is
decency is relative for me. What I consider decent, what I consider indecent is kutema mata kwa barabara, kukohoa bila kufunika mdomo.
Yes.
In public, kuniongelesha ukiwa hapa karibu na uso yangu na tujuani hivyo.
Kushema actually ni very indecent.
Kuniongelesha ukininyeshea. There are things, kuchiu loudly. Those are the things I care about. If you decide to walk with your dick out, that's your problem.
Please, you cannot walk with the dick out.
I've seen it,
in
man.
public. No,
This guy, man.
No.
Jesus, man. Fuck.
Yo, I don't wanna see any more dicks that don't belong to me. Please don't walk with the dick out. My goodness.
Okay. If you decide to walk with your
calm down,
boobies out.
calm
Yeah, boobies out is alright. Please, clean our eyes.
No, that is
Bless
not
us.
right. It is not right. Yes, I might be the only female here right now, but I do not agree on that.
But anyway, for real though.
Indecency is if you walk and I can see your private parts. We all have our private parts.
What makes the private parts private? Who decides what's private?
You yourself.
Exactly. See, it goes down.
But also remember, society also can decide for you.
So that means if there's a lady who decided to walk in town with her boobies out,
Yeah.
is she gonna get arrested?
She would be arrested.
her boobs are
and
choice.
charged with what?
I say
Indecency.
your
Indecency.
I say
Yeah,
your
So what is
boobs,
the
your
penalty
choice.
for indecency?
You'd either be fined or
Money?
given. Yes, you'll be fined money or you're given a warning.
So if you have good money, let's say maybe you're one of these politician kids, because now politicians are stealing money right, left, and center, and you have endless money that just keeps coming in. If I'm ready to be fined, that means you can walk with your boobies out every day and just pay a fine. And just pay a fine.
No, but if you're fined and you're given the first warning, the next time you'll have to be imprisoned because you have to learn a lesson. Because if they keep on warning you and you don't take what you've been told,
and when you're in prison, if you decide to just walk with the boobies out,
you're inside a confinement. Whatever you do in there,
if you're in prison. And you decide to be indecent even in the prison. Now where do they take you?
Now where will they take you?
But look at it logically. Would you, if you're taken to a male prison, would you walk naked?
Of course, if you're a female, why would you be taken to a male prison?
I'm saying on the male version.
That's what we're talking about boobies here.
On the female version, I don't think you'd be allowed to do that. The warden wouldn't allow you to walk naked.
The what now?
You've been arrested walking naked.
Hell no.
Okay. Then you go to prison and decide to remain naked.
Yeah. You have to be of a sound mind because anyone who walks naked has to be of a sound mind. They'll have to take you to a mental institution to check what is happening.
How come?
Because no one can just wake up in the morning and remove your clothes and just walk.
Yeah. Do you know how much
all the night runners in Western or wherever, I haven't seen any one of them in court?
Even the ones in Homa Bay. They're even in news, bro.
No, but you guys, have you seen there's a group?
There's like a federation of night runners.
Yes, there's a federation for night runners and there's a group for night runners.
They wanted to be considered for the Olympics.
God damn it.
Now you see, this is Africa.
These guys would actually win the Olympics because guys would be scared to rest this guy. And we'll have all the medals for Kenya, man.
God damn it. Yeah, so Sally,
yes.
So help us out here. This is me. I don't care about who walks out naked. Like honestly, it's not my problem. I won't even look at you if you're naked and I don't like what I'm looking at.
Exactly. But if you like what you're looking at,
you're going to look. You've already looked for you just to decide you're not going to continue looking.
So what are you saying?
Indecency is you should not show your private parts in public. Keep them to yourselves. Keep them to the people you go with to the bedroom. We do not want to see what you have.
I live by myself.
So okay, so just one last question. So if all the guys decided to walk topless, imagine in Nairobi walking around and every dude is just topless.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, I don't. For guys, honestly.
For guys, it's very different from women.
Yeah.
It is very different.
Unless chicks will complain that they're seeing too many muscles. You know? Yeah, like they're
too much now.
They're getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's too much to see now.
Instead of going to the gym and trying to peep out guys by the mirror working out, you guys could just decide.
You know how it goes.
Okay. Thank you.
But I mean, you guys, I'd really like. I was so curious to know. I don't know whether indecent exposure applies to other countries, but I'm like, I feel like times have changed, and maybe this clause needs to be revised.
No, I wouldn't support your statement for it to be revised. There are many reasons as to why I would say that, because we need to have our culture, because right now our culture has been westernized. We're losing grip.
Did we choose to be colonized?
No, we did not.
Plus, if you say culture, I have seen pictures of my ancestors, man. They were butt naked. That nothing.
And they didn't give a shit.
Nothing. The chicks were titties out.
They didn't give a shit. Because even Eric Omondi tried to hide his balls.
So Eric Omondi is different, man.
They didn't give a shit.
I think Eric Omondi was lucky nobody pressed charges. Yeah,
for sure.
Anyway.
So now there's a lady in Kisumu who but she's been imprisoned for 15 years. Reason being, this lady was receiving dick, some proper dick from a 16-year-old. And why I'm saying some proper dick is these guys were fucking for over a year, bro. That means this dude was 15. Mi nataka nijue 15-year-olds nowadays. Kwani how big are their dicks nowadays? Because this for me is like 25. 24. Oh, she's 24. So, anyway, not to joke about this. Please don't take me out of context. This is what I'm trying to say. There's a case of pedophilia here. There's a guy who's 16 years old, but looked mature according to this lady. Now, this mommy has been sent to prison for 15 years.
15 years.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I just want to know.
I support.
Which you support?
Her going to jail. That is a minor.
The chick is also a child. She's 24.
24 is not a child.
Under the law, if you're 18, you're an adult. You can do whatever you decide to do. You can get married, have sex. That is. But now with our day and era, teenagers are trying everything. Like there was a hashtag that was Aifikie Wazazi, Aifikie Chief. Those guys, I'm so sure they're 16 to 18. Maybe we're not 18, 17. But what is happening? this woman should go to jail. Hata wangempatia a life imprisonment. Why are you taking advantage of a child? That is a minor.
So I'm just gonna ask you, in this age of information and technology, because I have my nephews, bro, who are like 7 years old. You start having a conversation with these kiddos, you get scared because they know so much, you know. They know so much. So a 16-year-old boy who is a boda guy and looks 30, which is crazy though.
Yeah.
Then what happens to minors, assuming there's a lady who's 14 years old having sex with another guy who's like 12 years old? So if 2 minors are caught having sex, what happens to them?
What did you sikusikia vizuri ati?
Pedophilia means an adult is having sex with a young boy.
Yeah.
Which beats me. As assuming Chaxi, as old as I am, why the fuck would I be having sex with a minor? That beats me. But now this is a situation where we have 2 minors. Iyo anajua, Sally is going to tell us what the constitution or the law says in regard to pedophilia in Kenya, right? So that we also have an understanding. But what happens to minors who are having sex?
Now, I think they just have a good time. I don't know, but I think there's this is me, and Sally is the one who's learned these things in school, so she knows better. But so she should be the one saying.
Yeah. What happens to minors?
I think there's a certain age. I think there's a certain age where you're not allowed to have sex. Period. Like the law does not allow you to have sex. Like even if you are caught having sex, you having sex now, you're in trouble. Yeah. So there's that one. So there's where the law where you cannot consent.
Yeah.
You can't even say that I said that, yes. And that's I think it's 14 or 12. I don't know.
No, but I'm like, yeah, I know that 15, bit. But I mean,
15.
If it's 2 15-year-olds,
2 15-year-olds can say, yes, we were.
But it's still defilement. It's still defilement.
Who's defiling who?
Yeah.
They're both defiling each other. Because it's the same way as saying, the way they say women rape men. But now if a woman was taken to court, you know, they'll release her. Why?
What?
Because rape is penetration. Penetration means going through something by force.
Penetration.
Going through something by force.
I like the way that word sounds though. Penetration. It sounds
you
amazing,
guys need
right?
help. Going through something, entering something by force or entering something.
Sally.
Meaning, how does a woman's genitalia enter a man's penis?
Sally,
how does it penetrate
Sally, if you
it?
rape me, you have raped me.
Yes.
You cannot wing this.
Yes, if I rape you, I've raped you.
If
But
you
if I
use my
go to
genitalia
court-
to penetrate yourself, there's penetration.
Yeah,
The
but I
point
mean,
is penetration.
That is even rape is even different. Now we're saying we have 2 minors who have decided that they wanna get it.
Yeah, so who's pressing charges? Who's offended by these 2 minors having a
the law is
whatever?
Kenya is because these are 2 minors.
So it's the state versus these 2
Yeah, it's
children.
the republic versus these 2 children.
both-
What is the
Both of
penalty?
them-
Then what is the penalty?
They'd have to go to reform because they're still minors. They can't go to juvenile.
So what
But
reforms
juvenile,
are
I
these?
thought juvenile is for minors.
Yes, but now for them they have to go to reform because they have to be cancelled before they're taken to juvie.
But these videos are cancelling musikia Kenya. Mimi sijaona sentata moja.
Kuna
They
home
exist.
care, kuna home care nyingi sana za watu wamekuwa abused.
abused.
Hiyo ni different.
Kuna
A
watu
kid who's been abused is
ngoja,
different. I'm
sijamaliza
talking about 2
statement yangu.
minors.
The ones who abused each
Who
other.
are-
Abusing each other.
Yeah, 2 minors who are abusing out of mutual feelings. 2 minors have decided to just.
Because
How do they let themselves reach there?
Anyway,
What do you
but
mean?
let's go back to the we are veering off.
Yes, let's go
Let's
back
go
to the
back to
woman.
this. Because before Sally, you tell us what the law says and what your feelings are for this. Let me ask. I'm going to ask a few fundamental questions.
Okay.
This kid, I don't know the facts of the case, and I'm glad that the case is over and the judge
I know
has
the
ruled,
facts.
so we can really
I'm
talk.
gonna help you.
But
Chill,
I'm wondering.
chill, cut.
So I'm wondering. Let me think like this. Imagine those kids who don't have parents, who have to start working at an early age, maybe at 10, they have to start hustling, they have to start doing things, they have to have working, yeah? And they are 14, 15, 16. Sindio? So this young man is probably, I don't know, he probably has parents. This one has parents. Yeah. But this kid is working. He's a Boda rider, he's earning his own pay. Probably he's living in his own crib. Was he living in his own house? I don't know.
He moved in with this lady.
After
the pussy was so good. He moved in.
You were not there.
No, I mean,
you were not there. When you
No, I know.
So
when
this
you
guy
guys
told
were
you-
doing
So
when
this guy was telling you what was happening.
when you
guys
guys
need
are
to give
buddies,
me-
you're on
chill.
WhatsApp
You guys
together. You're in
need
the
me-
same WhatsApp group.
I can
You're like,
give you
this
a
pussy was
background.
good.
I can give you a background. Whatever is already in the news
What
because I read the papers. So this is what happened. This mommy hooked up with this guy in a drinking joint. This guy had dreads on him, and according to the lady, this guy looked mature enough. Hapo swali ningetaka kujua ni dem anavutanga bangi gani? How do you know someone is mature enough? So this guy offered to buy this mommy drinks.
Yeah.
They exchanged numbers. They began dating. He began hitting it.
Yeah.
He liked it, moved in with the lady.
Yes.
So the parents of the guy realized that there was something going on, but they knew clearly that this woman was way older than
the chick.
The chick.
The guy.
The guy, sorry.
Yeah.
So they warned the guy and the lady that they were not comfortable with the relationship.
Yeah.
They reported to the police, and the police issued warnings twice.
Shit.
So, but the sex was too good. That's my own conclusion, because if they kept banging for a whole year, there's no way. The sex has to be good. They kept banging for a whole year, man.
The point. The sex has to be good.
For you to keep banging for a whole year,
the police come to your place and tell you, yo, stop doing this guy.
We gonna
and you
arrest
go back and do the guy. So and then
it has to be
again,
good.
And then they come again. You're like, hey, this guy was laying it down.
And then you guys need to realize this is a guy from the lake. Hiyo samaki anakula si joke, so he must have been hitting it properly. So they kept doing that thing.
This is the only mommy
so
he could get.
I'm just giving a background.
That is why.
But you see, the problem is it's not the chick who was pressing charges. The chick is 24.
Yes.
So
the chick is
what
24.
happened
And I saw a picture of her. She looks good. She's you can't say she's nini. She kind of looks good.
She can get it though. So what I'm saying is, wait, chill. Let me maliza.
Which is besides the point. Which is besides the point.
Exactly. So what happened is, after the 2 police warnings, these guys kept doing it, and this dude dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Started doing a boda biashara. He was actually doing a boda biashara already.
Yeah.
So the parents eventually went to the police again. This guy was reported taken in. So why the mommy was imprisoned for 15 years? Because the mommy said she could not tell if the guy was a minor because he looked too mature. He had a biashara running. He used to abuse drugs, which I'm assuming is, for Kenya, I'm assuming, and Kisumu especially, I'm assuming it's marijuana and alcohol. So why the mommy was imprisoned for 15 years is because the judge said that she was not able to establish whether this mommy made any efforts to check whether this guy was actually a minor or an adult. That is why she was imprisoned for 15 years.
I think she was in prison because she was defending herself. She should have hired a lawyer.
No, the constitution says that you are allowed, if you cannot clearly establish whether someone is mature or not, there's that thing. Like that is, you can defend yourself using that.
Yeah, but a lawyer would help you.
But you have to prove.
This lady did not produce a single witness.
Yeah, she defended herself all through, man.
So she had guts. She was like, I got this. No, but honestly, in such a case with Nini, but honestly, like, I think, honestly, given that this guy, the fact that this guy is a boda rider was like, for me, this is an adult.
And he had rastas on him.
No, rastas.
He looks like
anybody
you,
can have rastas.
He looks like you, man.
I'm saying, you see, if this kid was like a kid in school, this is a teacher, this is a baby, this is a different thing. This guy is a boda rider you meet in a club.
It's an offense.
Kwanza what was he doing in there? Huyo kijana kwanza angeshikwa kwanza apigwe kiboko aulizwe unasumbua, why are you sumbuing your elders?
Sasa mimi I want to know what I would ask Sally to tell me is now this guy who clearly is not in prison because he's underage, but has been banging an older mommy for a whole year and doing his boda biashara. So what happens to this guy? Because how do we know that this guy is not gonna keep sending more older women to prison?
Yeah, because clearly this guy's got game. Clearly, if he's gonna get another 27-year-old because he's got game and he's got an experience. So what happens next year? Another one in prison.
There's nothing like that.
Already Kenya tunajua ni akona experience ya 1 year manze. Akibang an older woman. So how do we know that this kiddo ama this guy is not gonna send more older women to prison?
First of all, he's already in the system right now. Because once as a minor and you're found in indecent sexual act, you're already put in the system. They have to sign you up to any care or counsel. 2, because he was having a boda, I'm so sure he's going to be punished for that. Because yes, he's 16.
Alitoa
license.
Alipata wapi license ya kufanya kwanza PSV.
So both of them
kubuy them drinks. Si maybe ni fisherman.
Both of
Wazazi
them
wake
are in
walikuwa
fault.
wapi?
Both of them are in fault. But this guy is going to be on the eye of the court and the person who is going to be written in charge of him. So for him, he's also going to be placed under, he has to be taken to a home care or reform for some time. But most guys don't make it in reforms for 6 months.
Why?
Some of them tend to run away.
Exactly. That's a
So you honestly think, say I'm 15 and
Yes.
you're your age, so you're an adult.
Yes.
And I have game. Right? Alafu winge box, we are dating. I don't know the facts. Maybe the chick was lying. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? But honestly, I am working. If you're dating for a year and we're doing it for a year, do you think it is fair for a kid, even if it's a kid, not to say honestly, nilikatia huyu dem kwa koti, nilikatia huyu dem, we are doing this for a year. Okay, maybe it's not right. The law does not forgive.
The law,
but then probably the chick would have gotten a linear, what is it called? I don't know the word. Mi hii kizungu ni ngumu. A smaller nini sentence kidogo kuliko 15. Because 15 years, imagine she's 24, she's gonna come out at 39, right?
But that's when
her life is over.
And I'd like Sally to tell
For
us what the penalty for pedophilia is.
Jua kuingia box. Sasa mademo wataacha kuingia box.
Erosh, you need to know this. The law is not your mother. The law has never been anyone's mother. Mbaka kwanza na sisi tuko like this kid who's 15 and doing it evil. If for a whole year this mommy was not able to establish that this is a minor,
I think
so. Lakini this kid goes to a correction center for 2 weeks. Comes
going
out
to go bang those people she finds there.
Exactly. But now it's only the mommy who's going to prison for 15 years.
Exactly.
The law is not your
And
mother.
it's 15 years. You know, 15 years is not 2 days, my friend. 15 years, your life is gone.
But what is the penalty for pedophilia?
But now wait, defilement is very different. Depending on the age that you've defiled, it also depends on how many years you go to. Because in the Sexual Offence Act of 2006, on subsection 8 and a defilement paragraph 3, it says a person who commits an offence of defilement with a child between age 12 to 15 is liable upon conviction to imprisonment for the term of not less than 20 years.
12 to 15.
12 to 15. Yeah. Okay. If it's age 16 to 18, you're in prison for not less than 15 years. Okay. So it also ranges. This guy was how old?
15 years.
So the judge can't go below that.
It can't go below that because it has been written.
I think
the Constitution says that.
Unidirectional. My physics is working now. Huh?
So you have understood?
I have.
Yeah. So the judge gave the woman the minimum sentence.
No. He gave the woman the right sentence. How old was this kid? 16.
16 or 15? 15, I think so.
15
16 actually.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
So if you're between age 16 and 18 years and you're convicted in imprisonment, you do not get less than 15 years.
So that's the minimum. So you can get more, but that's the minimum.
That is the minimum.
So the judge was nice.
But do you know how the law is not your mother? The judge could akiamka on the left side and anakupatia 30 years. Because minimum
but the judge alimpatia minimum.
But
that is muchoka na your point. Like,
but honestly,
man, the decision is entirely based on how the judge is feeling.
No. Don't say it like that. Because it no, do not say it like that. It is proof beyond benefit doubt. No, but what you provide, the evidence you provide is what can give you, it's what builds up to your sentence.
That's why I think the law should be specific. Watasema, if the kid is between 12 and 15, it's supposed to be 15.
Hey, pause. What the fuck?
Okay.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Zoom in. Wait a minute.